All right, I am back again and we're going to try this take two. And because it's kept freezing up, I'm just going to start at the beginning and hopefully I'll have a clearer message for you guys. Anyway, so this is the second time I'm doing this, and give me a hot second because I'm going to share this into the PTA and PTO Facebook group. It's called the PTA PTO Superstar Leaders, because you don't want to be any kind of leader. You want to be a superstar leader, right? All right, and this looks like it is much better. I was trying to use new software, trying to get all like slick with y'all, and I should know it. It's just not going to work. All right, let me just share this into the group, and we're good. All righty. So, all right. So today we're going to talk all about fundraising incentives, and we're going to talk about what is working right now and what you really should be doing to ensure that you get like full participation in your fundraiser, so that you don't have to do multiple fundraisers, and so that you don't have to cry or cancel programs because your fundraiser kind of stunk. So we're going to cover all that today. And I thought now is a good time because it's right at the end of January and there's still enough time left in the school year to plan and execute a fundraiser if you need to do it. And again, I want to help you get the biggest bang for your buck. So we need to get the right kind of prizes out there, dangle that right kind of little carrot out in front of everybody, so that they're fully participating. And again, sorry for the technical difficulties earlier. I can already tell this is much better on my end. So sweet. Okay, so back in the day, in like the 80s, there were these little like pom-pom critters that were such an incentive for me, that you could do like a whole collectible thing. So like I know that many groups still use the same idea of like little tchotchkes that you can collect, and so that you want to have more than one of them, so that some kids, it's not going to work for everybody, but some kids are going to be like, oh my God, I need like all 12 pom-pom critters. I was one of those kids, but I don't think I earned every single one of those pom-pom critters. But I did participate well, so that was like a huge incentive for me. And I think what was so alluring about those pom-pom critters is that, one, they were really stinking cute. Two, I'd never seen anything like them before. So like they were like super unique, and I couldn't just go to the store and get them. Now, granted, this was long before the days of Amazon when you could have just about anything delivered to you, overnight for free shipping. But still, so I guess like what I'm trying to say about that is you need to step up your game, and you need to make sure that you're offering different things. You don't want to be offering things that parents can just go to the dollar store and buy for their kids. Because I know that oftentimes with fundraising, especially with the younger set of kids, it's not the kids doing the fundraising, it's actually the parents. So yes, the kids are bringing the forms home and they're bringing that enthusiasm home, but the people who really have to do the fundraising work, that's the parents. They either need to take it to work and get their coworkers to buy stuff, or they need to offer it to family and friends, or they need to be opening up their wallet and pulling out the money to buy the items for their kids. So you really have to make it attractive for the parents. Like the prizes need to be something that the parents either want themselves or they want for their children. So before I get too much further, let me tell you one huge thing that totally worked for me, and this I'm kind of surprised it worked for me, or that it worked on me. So this was in a fundraiser for a 4-6 building, so grades 4 to 6, and they had like the normal poster of everything. Like you sell 1 to 10 item or 1 to 3 items, you get a sticker sheet. You sell 4 to 10 items, you get a bouncy ball. You sell 11 through 20, you get a paddle ball and the sticker sheet and the bouncy ball, whatever. So, but they had that kind of like the poster where you can like see all the prizes out. And then they also had the incentive of winning maybe, I think it was like $10,000 or $1,000 or $5,000, some like big amount that my 9-year-old thought was the equivalent of a couple $1,000,000, right? So he was like really excited. He's like, Mommy, maybe I will win that. And I said, yeah, sure. But whatever, you can live in and dream like that. So, but then the other prize they had was a limo ride to McDonald's. Okay, now there's something you should know about me. The last time I've eaten at McDonald's, I think it was about 7 years ago. So it's been a while. I do not eat at McDonald's. I typically don't let my kids eat at McDonald's. I just don't like McDonald's, okay? But this experience, like my kid was so excited about like going in a limo. It wasn't even the McDonald's part. It was more like the limo part. He could have lunch at, the McDonald's after riding a limo. He like got so excited. I was like, I totally need to make this happen for this kid. So like I said before, it's all the parents like doing the work. So I schlepped the order forms. I remember to take them to church and offer them to friends because I really wanted this kid to get the limo ride. And they had offered it last year, but my kid wasn't at that school. It was a different, my oldest kid, and he really wasn't into it. So it didn't work as an incentive for him. But they lowered the limit. So we only had to sell 12 items. So at church, I think we sold 4. This lady bought, I think, 6 of the same item and gave them as Christmas presents to make sure that my kid could get the limo ride to McDonald's. So what can you take away from this story? 1, you need to be offering something that's really enticing to kids. 2, you need to offer experiences. You can't buy those. You can't like go into Target and pick it up and buy it off the shelf. Like you can't get it. 3, it had the whole community aspect of like classmates, who's going, who's not going. So when they lowered the amount, I think last year, I don't even remember how many people they said our kids earned it, but this year it was something like 70 kids. So and I think it was like maybe 10 or less last year. But it increased 7-fold just by lowering it, and probably because it was the second year they offered it, and kids were like, that was so much fun. So you for sure want to be offering something different. You don't want to let parents just get out the easy way by taking their kids to the dollar store or taking them to Target and getting something that's substantially similar. So offer unique things. The other idea is if your school's like, I know a lot of schools are like really, really persnickety about food. And yes, I will give you, McDonald's is not like a great choice every day, but it's like a special occasion, and our school had no problems with it. But a lot of schools are really picky. So what could you do? There are tons of non-food experiences that would be so exciting for kids, all depending on age group, right? So I'll tell you 2 that I did when I was fundraising chair. And again, we had this like such an awesome fundraising rep. He had really fresh ideas, and that's part of the reason why I chose to work with him. Because remember last week we talked about like things that you needed to do for your fundraiser, and one was don't work with a crappy rep. Like you need to work with a rep that you like. And part of the reason that I liked this rep, his name is Greg, and I think he's since moved on, which makes me sad because he was really awesome to work with, was he just had like all of these great ideas and such an enthusiasm. And I thought, oh, he's going to be like super good for our fundraiser. And I was right. We did pretty well. So that was a great thing. But one of the things he came up with was to have for the kids to be able to attend a magic show, but only if they brought in a postcard booklet with the names and addresses of family and friends filled out. So that was it. You couldn't just make a donation and get into the show. The show was held at school. It was held at night. It was open to the whole family. So it wasn't, it was really inclusive. So my kids got to go because we turned in a postcard booklet, and all we had to do was supply 5 names of friends and or family members. We didn't even have to sell them anything. We just had to, put their information on the card so that the fundraising company could send it out and see who wanted to sign up, right? So I had gotten them before from my nephews, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cute. They wrote a little um, wrote a little note saying, "Hey, Aunt Chris, thanks for supporting me," whatever. So it was really cute. I can't tell you, I was kind of skeptical about if this would actually be an incentive because it was at night. And it wasn't like on a Friday night. I think we picked it like a random like Thursday or Wednesday night, but it was publicized well in advance. And during the assembly, um, the rep Greg had made sure to like be very clear about how to get into the magic show, and that the only way to get into the magic show was by turning in the completed booklet. I think we ran out of chairs. Like that's how many kids qualified for this. We had such a good response. It was really awesome. And then and the magician was like really awesome too. So it that for sure helps. So you could bring in a magician. You could find a local magician. A lot of times college kids are good magicians. We have several in the area. It's kind of weird in the Cleveland area. Like we have several that are like legit been out to Vegas, have been featured on like Jay Leno or Tonight Show or whatever it's called now. So look for opportunities like that. You could also bring in like one of the animal shows or something like that. Like we have Jungle Terry in the area and Alligator Eric. I'm sure you have somebody in your area who has exotic animals and can bring them in for like a mini petting zoo or show or something like that. So again, we hadn't had a magic show at the school like since I'd been there, and this was about halfway through my time at that school, and so it was like a big drop. So that's an awesome idea. The other thing that worked really well and how we had structured the incentives was that they built upon each other, so that but to get all three you didn't have to do a tremendous, but you had to do just enough. So the second fundraiser incentive that we offered was human hamster ball night. So that kids were so excited for, and we had like I think 20 or 30 kids qualify, and all that was, they were big inflatable like hamster balls, and the kids just like walked around in them through the perimeter of the gym. So again, it was just like on another random night. It wasn't like a Friday night or whatever. The kids were so excited about that. So again, it was something completely different. So those are kind of some of the things that you want to be doing right now to make sure that you get full and excited participation in your fundraisers. You don't want to be offering things that parents can just buy at the dollar store. You don't want to just I wrote there's some other notes. This year, one of the prizes for the fundraiser for the 4 to 6 building, like one of the tchotchkes that was imported, was like really annoying. And parents were like rolling their eyes about it. So that perhaps is not a good one because the parents are not going to be excited about their kids having that prize. So they're not going to help them reach that goal. Whereas because my kid was so excited about the limo ride, I made sure that happened for him. And next year, if they offer it, I'm going to make sure it happens for him again because he really enjoyed that. And that was something extra special because we don't typically drive around in limos, nor do we go to McDonald's. So yeah, let me just look at my notes and see if there's anything else. I think that was actually it. So, and I haven't seen any questions pop up, and probably because I had a morning appointment run over and then I had technical difficulties. So I will try and figure that out because I'd love that to work. That would make my life easier. So next week, we're going to be back still on the topic of fundraising. And I think that I kind of want to talk about like, what do you do if your fundraising just totally sucks and it's like total fail, and like, what do you do? So that's, like I said, a topic for next week. So I'm going to go there next week, and I'm excited about that one, even though it's sounds kind of negative. Still, you got to know the realities if you don't set yourself up right. So I guess I haven't seen any questions fly by, and so I will leave it until next week. So I hope you have a great week. And if you have any other questions, let's talk about this inside the PTA PTO Superstar Leaders group. So if you have any other questions, let's continue that question or that conversation inside. Oh, and someone likes that idea. So yay, I'm going to pop in there and I will make sure to go hang out in there for a little bit. And so I can answer any other questions. So thank you for watching and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.